Abakure surike chukunene mwado onye neme mmae umuge kele gichioma omakasi biwa chukunene mmado onye neme mmae umuge kele gichioma Abakure surike togwa kata kachioma onye neme mmae umuge kele gichioma chukwu kikemu chuma mjemanudo onye neme mmae umuge kele gichioma Akawa kokoro magio chike chichikapo otu isi emi ihe gị ọ na-abụ waghario ọgaranya nkadanka ijiji jide mma onye wanyere ya ga-erio biko wanyere m ka nrio ọmaka ndị nyere m arisiki nyere m kpuchite ọrụ nyere m ka m ji kpụpụrụ gogbuo Chukwu nara ekele Chukwu nara otito ọ dị mma na-eme mma kiriri otito ihe mere asọgbu emo Chukwu okike m ri nara dị m mma bịaribe ekele onye na-eme mma ụmụ ga-ekele gị chiọma onye na-eme mma ụmụ ga-ekele gị chiọma onye na-enye nwa onye na-enye ego onye na-eme mma ụmụ ga-ekele gị chiọma Abakure surike Chukwu na-enye nwado onye na-eme mma ụmụ ga-ekele gị chiọma
Good morning, viewers all over the world. Ewe nụrụ kịta bụ egwu si na ngalaba na-afụ gbasara mgbasa ozi ọdịnala Igbo Ugochi tụbụ ọdịnala temple a na-akpọ Nkwa Group led by me. We have all the rights. Ọ bụrụ na ị like nya bụ egwu jee na audio mark the iTunes and rest of them chọọ nya bụ egwu ma download ya. Yes, for some of you that are seeing me for the first time, kpọọ m Ogbuefi Eze-Ana Ugochi tụbụ n'Oraifite maọbụ kpọọ m Akachukwu. Abụ m onye isi nchụaja Ugochi tụbụ ọdịnala temple. Anyị na-agba afa miri emi rụkwazi ọrụ mmụọ dị iche iche. Abụkwazi m onye isi nchụaja n'ọdịnala Restoration Evangelical Mission, bụrụkwa onye mgbasa ozi ọdịnala Igbo. So you can call me a priest or an evangelist, I will answer. My mission is to help people live better life. N'ụbọchị taa n'oge awa nke isiokwu anyị bụ importance of keeping your volition pure. Importance of keeping your volition pure. So if you pay attention, you will learn one of the great virtues that is very important if you really want to reawaken your inner self, because that's your inner self with the real you, and without being active inside, it means you're walking corpse. You know what I want to get there. So before we start, important announcement. Don't forget, we are still in the month of March, and our group rituals for the month is still open. And you can join us anywhere you are all over the world. This group ritual is for upliftment, breakthrough, and liberation. We have lots of testimonies. We started these group rituals over 3 years now. Believe in me when we say we have lots of testimonies. But as you all know, we don't share testimonies on social media or even in SOP TV. You know why? It's not necessary, not why we're here, but I can tell you there's a power in these group rituals. So before we dive into today's lecture, more would they be interested in joining us in our monthly rituals? What you have to do is to chat me on WhatsApp, forward your 3 prayer requests. I get them out and I go for the This morning, I go to my temple, go for all over the world. And they will continually doing it till the last day of the month. I get a meeting with you. Only eatable things, Gabriel Hasaraka. I get apple or calete. The chuaja, or for Nahamadi. Then we proceed back to the temple, throw Aja to entities of powers, not a temple. There's an event to Aja Bull, Saraka, one let's walk Aja, Aja Canero. Yes. So, Naja Biarecho, Ihani Nekai name. So, this way, Nanya Baja game, what and Chicota video, na social, na their WhatsApp number. Remember, another show you all more, you all want to name a temple, na social media, because it's not necessary. No, why we're here, but I can tell you, we get the Naja, I'm tuning well. So, ọ bụrụ na ị chọrọ iso ya chaatị m na WhatsApp ma ọ bụrụ na ị nwere ajụjụ ị chọrọ ịjụ na nkụzi ya nọ taa ma ọ bụ na ị chọrọ ka agbara gị afa mmiri chaatị m na WhatsApp 0805 78 37672. I repeat 0805 78 37672 or 0813 8243 871. I repeat 0813 8243 871. Abonne na eso era na Eziokwu TV na anya na screen dị after that number. Now, let's proceed na nkuzi anyị maka ebe. Isiokwu anyị today bụ importance of keeping your volition pure. Let me explain so many things that will help you. If only you will join me in this program, I will not take much of your time to learn. Like I always tell you, what you don't know remains a mystery to you and not to all. And that my papa, if you lack knowledge, it remains slave. But if you become knowledgeable, you're a master. Can't you? This our life. However you lie in bed, that is how you lie on it. Yes. I do hear people saying life no balance, but I can tell you, it can actually change so many things about your life, starting from your spiritual life. Because I always tell you that spiritual control the physical. Yes. Before anything happens in this gross material world, that thing must have taken on form in the spiritual realm. That is why it's written in Matthew 7:7, say, Your igayota. Cho igachota kuaka na gemere. Ask. You will receive. Seek, you shall find. Knock, the door will open for you. Meaning that we human beings have the ability to change whatever that happens to us. In the world of physical, if he refuses to do something in order to develop who you are, you can never achieve it. Life is all about what you want for yourself. My brother, my sister, go and grab it. Let me give you an example. Is there any person born on earth that from birth he knows how to drive? Nobody, I can tell you. Let me use myself as an example. I can drive any car on earth. Yes, I started driving over 20 something years ago. And I started with manual vehicles. And I can tell you, I can drive from manual vehicles to automatic now. Because automatic is less stressful. Yes, but I started with manual. But from time that I was growing up, I told myself that, look, I will not drive motorbikes. I dislike it from day one, even while growing up. I don't like bikes. And that is for the reason, from day one, I told myself that I'm not interested in learning motorbike. And I can tell you till date, I don't know how to drive motorbike. Yes. It's the thing I decided on my own. And that is the reason why I have never in my entire life priced any motorbike wherever they're selling it. I don't like it. I don't really actually know why. Whenever I see motorbike, I see it as somebody over exposing himself to a moving machine. So for that reason, I don't know why. Maybe it has to do with the way I understand life, or maybe from my out of life or whatever. But believe in me, I have never priced motorcycle. I don't know how to drive it. For the fact that on my own, I zeroed my mind that I will not drive bike. I don't know how to drive. Are you following? But I can drive any automobile. If that automobile is because I made up my mind that I will drive. I went to driving school. Then, with all the processes, I began to drive over 20 something years ago. The same thing, I can tell you that I know some people that are matured enough to drive. Their mates are driving motorbike, as in automobiles, cars, but they don't want to drive. For reason best known to them, or because of some reason similar to what I told you concerning motorbikes. So what I can tell you on earth is that you can become whatever you wish for yourself. Like I told myself that I don't want to be a cyclist. I don't want to learn how to drive a motorbike. Until today, I don't know how to drive a motorbike, and I'm not interested. Yes, I'm not interested. There was a time when everywhere became too rough. Some of my friends went and bought motorbikes. Then for me, I decided instead of buying motorbikes, I went and buy one smaller car, very smaller car. Yes. So that is me. So what I can tell you, that no child that was born today, you know how to drive. Unless you put your mind that you want to drive, you begin to learn it, and it become part of you, and you master it. That is how life is. You know why I tell you those stories? To buttress my point, for you to understand where I'm coming from. If you want to be spiritual, or to be understanding spiritual stuff, you must pay attentive attention to spiritual matters and stuff. For you to begin to grab it, it will never happen one day. All the things I learned spiritual wise is what I saw myself being raised in a core Catholic family. During this mass server of Eden and all those things, we attended all those. That's why I can easily tell you the dressing of a bishop. Reverend fathers, I can tell you all those things. I can begin to tell you that after putting their Sudan, they can put the herb, put the cinture, the rope, put the stone. The other ones they normally wear. Some of them wear it during confession and during mass. It's called stone. I can tell you when the other big one they are wearing as a priest is called chasuble. Yes, if it's a bishop, I can tell you that bishop will put what is called skull cap. That small cap we are seeing on the center. Are you getting me? Then I will tell you that there is that bigger cap you see bishop wearing or pope. It's called mitre. Are you getting me? It's because I paid attention to the liturgical stuff of the Catholic faith, and I learned those things. Because I paid my attention to spiritual stuff, I learned those things. When I was in Catholic, I paid my attention in learning about the spiritual thing, the Vatican law, Vatican I, Vatican II, canon laws, the Catechism of the Catholic Church, and so many other spiritual books, the lives of the saints, and the reading Bible, quoting Bible, and rest of them. I paid attention and I learned those things, crammed those things. You can see it. So life is all about how you program yourself. So the same way in your mind, our mind is like photocopier machine. If we program your mind to always keep your thought pure, keep your volition pure, you become a better human being. And your mind, your volition, the real you will begin to greater. You begin to ascend spiritually. You will begin to think about everything spiritual. You will take more of spiritual stuff because you paid attention, because you wanted to grow spiritually. That is how you can so develop your spiritual mind. That is why I'm telling you, for you to develop your spiritual strength, you must pay attention to spiritual lifestyle. That is the only way you can grow. Without paying attention to spiritual lifestyle, you can never grow. So whatever the thing is applicable to all things in life. If what hungers you in life is how will I become a better human being? How will I develop the spiritual strength? How will I be able to move from point A to point B? Yes, you learn it. How will I be able to be a joy giver, to be able to contribute my quota towards making this life a better place? You work it out. Nobody is an island. Let me tell you. In life, whatever thing you imagine is achievable. Whatever that is imaginable is achievable. The only thing that you are not paying attention to all those things. Once you begin to pay attention to all those things, those things begin to master you. You want to be creative in life. You begin to pay attention in creativity. Sometimes you isolate yourself to meditate, to think about your future, where you want to be, how you want to impact life. And that is the way to go. It will never happen by magic. Yes, all the things I learned from now then till now is because I paid attention to knowing all those things. I remember I told you last 22 years that I traveled to India. I was invited by a friend of mine who happens to be an engineer working with the central government. He invited me. Even from his altar, he introduced and showed me all the gods they have in India. And I found out that those gods they have is the same thing with what we have here. They have the gods and goddesses in their land. But they still believe that name will Chukwu in the call Bagwam. However, they recognize the Lord Shiva and the rest of them. There are many, the gods and goddesses. The same way we have it in our land, Ogugu, the goddess. We still have Amadioha, Ngene, the goddess, and so on and so on. That's the same thing. So, from introducing those things from his altar, educate me more on that. From there, I followed them to their festivals in the temple. I learned more because my intention is to learn all those things. Because that is exactly what actually attracted me to travel to India then. That time, to get India visa is just almost like free. So what am I saying in essence? Is life is always keep your evolution pure. What you want, how you want your tomorrow to be, where you want to be. First of all, if you really want to be a life of spirituality, you want to experience ascent to the fullest, to grow spiritually, you must first and foremost avoid anything of negative vibrations. Your evolution will always be pure. Always think about what is pure. Always wish people good. Never you soil your hands or plan evil. Because whenever you plan evil against somebody, you have soiled your evolution. Yes, because action is not when you carry that action to the letter. Action begins when you thought about it, nourish it, then carry it out. That is why even catechism will tell you that gịnị bụ nnukwu njọ, gịnị mere ka ọ bụrụ nnukwu njọ. Ọ sị na ihe ahụ ị mere ga-abụ nnukwu njọ, ị ga-ama na ọ bụ nnukwu ajọ ihe, ị kwenye n'ime ya. Ị ghọtara ya? The thing you have done is evil. You know it's evil, and you believe and carry it out to the letter. So there's nobody that will tell me that you committed murder without thinking about it. You think about it, nourish it before you be able to carry it out. Yes. Some people will say, nah, that is out of anger. He cut off somebody's head. Let me tell you what happened. It's because your evolution has been distorted. Onye ka ndị Igbo na-asị na ọbara abago mmadụ n'isi ma ọ baa mmadụ n'anya. Igbu mmadụ enwerozi ihe ọ dịrị ya. Ime ihe kọsịrị ya. Because the person's volition is already corrupt. His spiritual vibration and aura is corrupt. Onye ka ndị Igbo na-asị na onye na-eto anya akwa aka ọbara. Everything about him or her is distorted. So whatever he's thinking is evil. You know that? But if you keep your volition pure, whatever that will be coming within your spiritual horizon will be something of noble nature with pure volition. All you can say, cleanliness is next to godliness. Are you getting me? Hello? Cleanliness is next to godliness. Because here what he have put the beer or the call the cover or the call the goal. Whatever you sow, you reap. If your evolution is always sowing goodies of life, believe me, goodies of life will always locate you and find you. But if you're always sowing badness, negativity in creation, negativity will always find you. That is why I'm telling you today, in today's topic, always keep your evolution pure. So that whenever evil people around you begin to cast aspersion, begin to throw negative stones around you, the positive vibration that emanates from positive volitions will form a shade of light around you, so that whatever evil people think about you will never penetrate you. But let me tell you what will shock you. There's no way you will be on earth and everybody will like you. It's not possible. Everybody will never like you on earth, even if you like you yourself. Are you following? So, know is that some people might be thinking evil against you. But for the fact that you already always have good evolution, sowing good things in creation, by so doing, always live life, upright life, you already building a shade of light around you, because you always keep your thought pure. So keeping your thought pure will always form ring of light, and that ring of light is volition, because your volition is always right, and forming that ring of light around you is protection. Whenever they cast aspersion, whenever they cast those garbages around you, throw stones, those negative stones, negative mindset, those things will not penetrate, because the ring of light is already there to form as a protective shield. Are you following? So what I'm telling you is that, because some people, I can tell you as a standing now, someone somewhere is somewhere planning evil against you. But for the fact that the evolution is pure, you are not a type that plan evil against you. You believe they live and let live. So onye anwa kpacha anya bụ nkata ya bụ ịbụba uzie na ahụ ihe onye butere n'ọja ya na ibi n'ọnụ ya, because your hands are clear. Your hands are clear is because your evolution is pure. Never you think about or think any evil against any fellow human being. Allow them to think evil. Whatever evil they think against you will be marrying back to them. That is the pure fact. So what am I saying in essence is, pay attention. Pay attention to spiritual lifestyle, and it shall be well with you. Pay attention to volition. Never you indulge in equal job, what we call oturose in the Alpha language. ị na-ekwu okwu ọjọọ because ndị Igbo adịghị says na okwu ekwuru ekwu obi afra anya okwu eziokwu. So for somebody to say something, the person must have pondered over it over and over time before the person release. Yes, one English adage says, and I quote, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. So most people that are saying what we know and call oturose, okwojo for anybody, the person must have nursed it, nurture it, ponder over it before vomiting that negativity. So what was your volition is always pure. They will try, but they will always fail. Let me stop here. If you have any question in today's lecture, or you want us to do deep consultation for you, yes, consult me on WhatsApp number. But make sure your volition is always clean, so that even if anybody plan any evil, you understand, could be a joke when you see, but no jena go, but no Nigeria, or mecha upumarang get back to him or her, the originator. Let me stop here. Chat me on WhatsApp 0805 78 37 672 or 0813 8243 871. I repeat 0805 78 37 672 or 0813 8243 871. I repeat 0813 8243 871. Now that screen you got for number. Ask him na to go to me henine. Adam be kubi okwu si na onye ọbụla na-ejere anyị aja ije na onye ga-ada ya n'uru na ugwu. Na onye si ka o jere anyị aja ije na ojime na ọ ya ejelu, osi ọnwụ na ọ ya ejelu ya nwụrụ. Na onye gburu onwe ya bụ nya bụ na onwe ya. Na azụ gburu onwe ya tie n'ọnụ agụ iyi, onye ka ọ ga-ajụ ihe mere ndị ya. A sị na anyị ga-ejere obodo, na anyị ga-adara obodo. Na ya anwụ na ha anwụbana, na ya efukwana na ha efukwana. Na kekaka ya amaghị na jijiji ya amaghị. Onye echeche ihe ọjọọ ya ebe anyị ya gbuo nwunye. Onye si ihe anyị ji wee dịrị, anyị digbuo onye a na ndụ. Onye si ihe anyị ji wee nọrọ, anyị nọgbuo onye a na ndụ. Anyị ga-ejere obodo nara obodo. A sị na ụbọchị ihe na-aga okporo ụzọ n'ụkwụ anyị apụ anyị ama, ugboro anyị ama na anyị ga-ejecha na maka na ọkọ na-akpacha n'aja ọfịa ma ba-abụ onye nwe ya. Udo dịrị ụlọ n'aha Chukwu Okike nke pụrụ ime ihe na ike na-esi n'aka ya bịa. Ka emesịkwa ka ọ dịkwa na echi niile.